Welcome to English Moments.
Hey everyone, I am Isaac.
And I am Genesis. Welcome to English Moments Episode 8.
Here is a number that might surprise you. The average person spends almost 5 hours a week dealing with email. 5 hours. That is more time than most people spend exercising.
And here's the thing. For English learners, those 5 hours can be filled with stress. Staring at a blank screen, rewriting the same sentence 10 times, wondering if dear sounds too formal or hey sounds too casual.
Today, we are solving that completely. By the end of this episode, you will have a full, reusable email template, one that works for almost any situation, plus the exact phrases to fill it in.
No more blank screen, no more guessing. Let's get into it. Okay, Isaac, I have to ask, what is the longest you have ever spent writing a short email?
Oh, this is embarrassing. Okay, true story. A few years ago, I had to email my university professor to ask for an extension on an assignment. The actual email was maybe 4 sentences.
Okay.
It took me almost 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
45 minutes. I kept rewriting the first sentence. I hope this email finds you well, too formal. Hi, Professor Davis, too casual. I think I wrote and deleted Dear Professor Davis like 6 times.
6 times for one greeting?
6 times. And then, once I finally picked a greeting, I spent another 20 minutes deciding how to ask for the extension without sounding lazy or unprepared.
Okay, that is so relatable though. I think almost everyone has had that exact experience, where the email itself is simple, but the anxiety around it is huge.
Exactly. And here's what I eventually realized. The anxiety was not really about the words. It was about not having a structure. I didn't know what came next, so every sentence felt like a brand new decision.
And that is such an important point. Once you have a structure, a template, you are not making 20 decisions. You are making maybe 5. Greeting, opening, body, closing, sign off. That's it.
Smiles. Right. And honestly, professional emails follow patterns. Once you learn the pattern, you can reuse it for almost everything. Job applications, asking your boss for something, following up with a client, even canceling plans.
It's kind of like cooking actually. If you know a basic recipe really well, you can change small ingredients and still get something good. But if you start from scratch every single time with no recipe at all, that is exhausting.
I love that comparison. The email template is basically your recipe. The situation changes, job application, coworker, client, but the recipe stays the same.
So today, we are building that recipe together, step by step. And by the end, that 45-minute email, it's going to take you 5.
I certainly hope so. Let's get into it.
So here is our plan for today. We are going to go through a professional email piece by piece in the exact order you would write it.
Starting with the greeting, how you open the email, depending on who you are writing to.
Then the opening line, the first real sentence, which sets the tone for everything that follows.
After that, the body, where you actually explain what you need or what you are sharing.
Then the closing line, right before you sign off.
And finally, the sign-off itself, plus your name.
And at the end, we will put it all together with 3 full example emails. By the end of this episode, you will have a complete toolkit.
All right, let's start at the top. The greeting. This is the very first thing the reader sees, so it sets the tone immediately.
If you know the person's name and the email is formal, Dear Name is your safest option. Dear Mr. Jerome or Dear Dr. Lee.
If it is more casual, maybe a coworker or someone you have emailed before. Hi name or hello name work great. They feel warm without being unprofessional.
Now, what if you do not know the person's name? This happens a lot. Emailing a general support address or applying for a job without a contact name.
For job applications specifically, Dear Hiring Manager is the standard. For general inquiries, just hello on its own works completely fine.
One phrase to avoid, to whom it may concern. Technically correct, but it sounds extremely old-fashioned now.
It is one of those phrases that feels like it belongs in a letter from the 1950s, written with a typewriter.
Exactly. Unless you are writing some very formal legal document, just skip it entirely.
One more thing, actually. What if the email is going to a whole team, not just one person? Like Dear Team or Hi Everyone.
Both of those work really well. Hi everyone or hi all is super common for group emails. Dear team is a slightly more formal version of the same idea.
Quick summary. Know the name, formal, dear name. Know the name, casual, hi name. Do not know the name, hello, or dear hiring manager for jobs. Writing to a group, hi everyone, or dear team.
Now, the opening line, the first sentence after your greeting. And this is where a lot of people automatically reach for, I hope this email finds you well.
And that phrase is not wrong exactly, but it is used so often that it can feel a little empty, almost like a copy-paste line.
So let's give you some alternatives. If you are reaching out for the first time, I am reaching out because, or I wanted to get in touch about.
If you are following up on something, I am writing to follow up on, or I wanted to check in regarding.
And if you genuinely know the person and want something warmer, I hope you are doing well. Feels more natural and personal than the longer, more formal version.
Let's compare two versions. More formal, I hope this email finds you well. I am writing to follow up on our conversation from last week. Versus warmer, hi Jordan, hope you are doing well. Just wanted to follow up on what we talked about last week.
Both are completely correct. The first works well for someone you do not know well or a more formal workplace. The second works great for a coworker or someone you have a friendly relationship with.
The key is matching the opening to the relationship. More senior or unfamiliar, lean formal. More familiar, you can relax it a bit.
And here is something else worth mentioning. Sometimes the opening line can also briefly mention how you know the person or how you got their contact information. Like, I came across your profile on LinkedIn and wanted to reach out about.
That is so useful for things like networking emails or cold outreach. It gives context immediately, so the reader is not wondering, wait, who is this and how do they know me?
Right. A little context goes a long way in those first 1 or 2 sentences.
Okay, now the most important part, the body. This is where you actually say what you need to say.
And the golden rule, be clear and be concise. Professional emails are not the place for long, winding stories.
A great structure is, state your purpose first, give any necessary details, and then say what you need from the other person, if anything.
For stating your purpose, I am writing to ask about. I wanted to let you know that. I am reaching out to request.
These phrases immediately tell the reader why you are emailing. Nobody wants to read 3 paragraphs before figuring out what you actually want.
For giving details, to give you some context, or just to clarify, or for your reference.
And for making a request, this is huge. Instead of send me the report, which sounds a bit demanding, try, could you please send me the report when you have a moment? Or would it be possible to get an update by Friday?
Would it be possible to, and could you please, are 2 of the most useful phrases in professional English. They turn a direct demand into a polite request without losing clarity.
Let's compare. Direct. Send me the file by tomorrow. Polite. Could you please send me the file by tomorrow? That would be really helpful.
Same request, completely different feeling. The second one respects the other person's time, even while asking for something specific.
One more useful phrase, if you are sharing information. I just wanted to update you on, or I thought you would want to know that.
And if you need to apologize for something, like a delay, I apologize for the delay in getting back to you. Or more casually, sorry for the late reply. Things have been a bit hectic on my end.
That second one is more casual, but still professional. Works really well with coworkers or people you regularly email.
Here is one more situation that comes up a lot. What if you need to say no to something, like declining an invitation, or saying you cannot help with a request?
Oh, good one. For that, unfortunately, I will not be able to, or I am afraid I cannot, are softer than just no, I can't.
And it often helps to add a brief reason plus something positive if possible, like, unfortunately, I will not be able to attend the meeting on Thursday as I have a scheduling conflict. However, I am happy to review the notes afterward.
That is such a good example. You said no, clearly, but you also offered something helpful. That balance is really important in professional communication.
And remember, keep paragraphs short, 2 or 3 sentences each. If you have multiple points, a short list is often clearer than one giant paragraph.
Honestly, if you're ever unsure whether your email is too long, try this trick. Read it out loud. If you run out of breath, it's probably too long for one paragraph.
That's such a simple but useful test.
Now, the closing line, right before your sign-off. This is your last chance to leave a good impression, and often to clarify what happens next.
A really common one. Please let me know if you have any questions. Works in almost every situation.
Another great one, looking forward to hearing from you. Perfect when you're waiting for a response.
If you want to express appreciation, thank you for your time, or thanks again for your help with this.
And if there's a deadline or next step, please let me know by Friday if that works for you. Or I will follow up next week if I don't hear back.
That last one is great because it sets a clear expectation without being pushy. You're simply explaining your plan.
One more I really like. Thanks in advance for your help. It's warm and it shows appreciation even before they've done anything yet.
Just be careful with that one though. Only use it when you are genuinely asking for something. If there's no request in the email, thanks in advance can feel a little out of place.
Good point. Context matters.
So, waiting for a response? Looking forward to hearing from you. Just informing someone? Please let me know if you have any questions. Asking for something? I really appreciate your help with this, or thanks in advance.
And finally, the sign-off, the word or short phrase right before your name.
For formal emails, best regards, kind regards, or simply regards are all excellent.
For slightly less formal but still professional, best or thanks, especially if you asked for something in the email.
For casual but professional, with a coworker you know well, thanks so much, or even cheers, which is very common in the UK and Australia.
One thing to absolutely avoid, love, or anything like XOXO. I know it sounds obvious, but it happens, especially with autocorrect.
Imagine sending that to your manager by accident.
A truly unforgettable moment for everyone involved. Okay, recap. Formal, best regards or kind regards. Semi-formal, best or thanks. Casual professional, thanks so much or cheers.
And then your name underneath. First name only is fine for ongoing conversations. Full name for a first email or formal contexts.
And if it is your very first email to someone, it can also help to add your role or company underneath your name, like Genesis Lee, Marketing Assistant, ABC Company. It gives the reader quick context about who you are.
That little extra detail can save a follow-up question of, wait, who is this again?
Okay, time to put it all together. 3 full example emails using everything we just covered.
Example 1, formal email, applying for a job.
Dear Hiring Manager, I am writing to apply for the Customer Support Specialist position listed on your careers page. I have attached my resume for your review. I have 2 years of experience in customer service, and I am particularly drawn to your company's focus on quality support. Please let me know if you need any additional information. Thank you for considering my application. I look forward to hearing from you. Best regards, Maria Santos.
Notice the structure. Greeting, Dear Hiring Manager. Opening states the purpose immediately. Body, brief, relevant detail. Closing, please let me know, and looking forward to hearing from you. Sign off, best regards.
Clean, clear, nothing extra.
Example 2, semi-formal email to a coworker, asking for an update.
Hi Tom, hope you had a good weekend. I wanted to check in on the budget report we discussed on Friday. Do you have a rough idea of when it might be ready? Happy to help with anything if it would speed things up. Thanks, Genesis.
See the tone shift? Hi Tom, instead of dear. Hope you had a good weekend, instead of the more formal version. Still clear and professional, but warmer.
And happy to help with anything if it would speed things up. That offers support without being pushy. A really nice touch.
Example 3, casual but professional, rescheduling a meeting.
Hi Sarah. Something has come up on my end, and I am not going to be able to make our call tomorrow morning. Would it be possible to move it to the afternoon instead? I am flexible after 1 p.m., so just let me know what works for you. Sorry for the short notice, and thanks for understanding. Best, Isaac.
Something has come up. Such a useful, natural phrase. Explains there is a reason without going into unnecessary detail.
And sorry for the short notice, and thanks for understanding. That closing does a lot of work. Acknowledges the inconvenience, stays warm.
3 completely different situations. Job application, work update, rescheduling. But all following the same basic template. Greeting, opening, body, closing, sign off.
Let's actually do one more. A quick 4th one. A no email. Declining something, using what we talked about earlier.
Good idea. Okay. Hi, Sam. Thank you so much for the invitation to speak at the workshop next month. Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend as I already have a commitment that week. I would love to be considered for future events though, if that is something you are planning. Thanks again for thinking of me. Best, Genesis.
So good. Thanks for the invitation. Clear no, brief reason, and then something positive. Love to be considered for future events. Leaves the door open.
4 examples, 4 situations, but honestly, the same 5 building blocks every time.
Okay, before we wrap up, a few common mistakes to avoid.
Mistake number 1, vague subject lines, or no subject line at all. Quick question tells the reader nothing. Question about Thursday's meeting time is so much more useful.
Mistake number 2, overly long emails. If your email needs scrolling, it is probably too long. You can always add detail later if they ask.
Mistake number 3, being too casual too quickly. Even if you feel comfortable, it is usually safer to start a bit more formal and let the other person set a more relaxed tone if they want to.
And mistake number 4, forgetting to proofread. Sending to the wrong person, leaving in a placeholder like name. These happen more than people admit. A quick read-through before hitting send goes a long way.
One bonus tip: if you aren't sure how formal to be, look at how the other person writes to you and try to match that level. Simple, but really effective.
And one more, do not be afraid of using a simple, short email. A 2-sentence email that clearly says what you need is always better than a 5-paragraph email that buries the point. Short and clear beats long and confusing every single time. Okay, quick review of our full template. Greeting, dear name for formal, hi name for casual, hello or dear hiring manager if you do not know the name.
Opening line, I am writing to follow up on, I wanted to reach out about, or thank you for your email.
Main body, state your purpose, give brief details, polite requests with could you please or would it be possible to.
Closing line, please let me know if you have any questions. Looking forward to hearing from you. Or thanks again for your help.
And sign off. Best regards, best, or thanks, depending on formality.
Now here's your challenge. In the comments, write one short professional email to anyone about anything. A made-up situation is totally fine.
Asking your boss for a day off, following up on a job application, rescheduling with a friend. Just practice the structure.
We would love to read them. And honestly, this gets easier so quickly once you start practicing.
All right, everyone, that is episode 8 of English Moments.
And this one is so practical. Whether you're a student, working, or job hunting, you are going to write emails, a lot of them. Having a template makes everything easier.
So if this episode helped you today, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs to write an email this week, which, let's be honest, is basically everyone, and subscribe to English Moments so you don't miss what's next.
New episodes every week. Real English, real situations, real progress.
We'll see you in episode 9.
Until then, go write that email you've been putting off. You've got the template now.
No more 45-minute emails.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.